Because let me see. Other than what we about to talk about, let me see. It's another one. I was like, all right, you up out of here with that shit. I don't know. I think they probably just be reaching too much and trying too hard to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like trying to be overly funny and trying to make try to make stuff that's not even funny. And back in the day when they had like Richard Pryor and all them, they didn't care. They had dark sense of humor, but they knew their lines and there was boundaries that wouldn't be crossed. Like,
I don't know if it was a boundary back then. Richard Pryor was saying some shit.
he did, but there were certain things he didn't disrespect. We about to get into that.
Okay. I can't even remember this weirdo name. I know Lucas or whatever.
His name is David Lucas.
All right, David Lucas, man. This weirdo, he did a spot, a little show, stand up in Massachusetts, I believe. He said some things that was distasteful,
extremely distasteful,
and a lot of people that spoke out. Damian Wayans spoke out. D.L. Hughley said it's a difference between comedy and stupidity, which I agree. And there's been a few others though, but just them being two top tier comedians, it's good to hear that from them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Those are his colleagues. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. His brothers in comedy. But here go the clip, and we gonna get a little bit more into it.
And all these fucking good ass white people at my show. And you wanted to show them the reason George Floyd got his neck nailed on. Don't ooh at that joke. It's just a joke, man. I would have never kneeled on George Floyd's neck. I would have shot that neck. And that was way too long.
Where that shit was funny, I don't know.
And in this clip, you see black people get up and walk away.
The clip didn't keep going for long, but black people was walking away, leaking up out of there, and then people had some choice words to say. Some walked to the front, said what they had to say, then walked out. But it's crazy because it was the whole front row was like it's Caucasian people, and they was clapping loud and just, you know what I'm saying, just rooting them on with the BS, you know what I'm saying? And that shit crazy.
First of all, Mr. Lucas, you have cursed yourself with your words. You better hope them ancestors don't come and get you, brother. If you know what I mean. Anyways,
it's Black History Month too, and that shit crazy. He that's how you coming?
Like, that wasn't even funny. That's distasteful. That was literally that. Watching George Floyd pass and cry out for his mother was like public lynching, you know, in our days now. That there was nothing comedic. There was no jokes that should have ever, that you can't make a joke or light of that situation at all. There's no amount of money. There's no amount of nothing. There was nothing to be played with that situation. And the fact that you still wish death on the man, I would have shot him. What? Like, what was your reason? I don't even understand. Ignorant people like that, I wouldn't even dare speak to. But he's 100% wrong. And the power of the tongue is crazy.
That's all started from a heckler. Somebody heckled him from the audience and called him Titty Man. He got irritated with the heckler, and that's where that came from. That dumbass joke came from there. It wasn't funny.
Absolutely not. There's nothing to laugh about. Like, there's nothing funny about that at all. That's when you didn't. I have a dark sense of humor, but that right there, beyond disrespectful, distasteful. Like I said, Mr. Lucas.
And then you
better watch out. Mr. Floyd got ancestors. Don't play with him. And he is one of our ancestors. Now you better watch out, buddy.
He made a post saying being canceled ain't that bad. He was fishing. He had to fish up in the air. Then he put, if I remember right, special coming soon, uncancelable or some shit.
Oh, so he's gonna just keep going with the motion.
He's a weirdo, dude.
Yeah, I'm not with that. Like,
I never heard of him though.
I've never heard of him either. And now that I've heard of him, he's just a distasteful person.
Yeah, but he's a MAGA dude. He's a Make America Great Again type dude. He what's the word? It's a liberal, and then what's the
MAGA?
other one? Conservative. You know what I mean? So he already like his stance on things or whatever.
So because he got heckled about having tiggle bitties, you're gonna talk about George Floyd?
Somebody said Titty Man. I don't know what led up to Titty Man, and then he got mad and he asked the dude that heckled him, Hey, come up here, come to the stage. Come on. I'm not. You're not gonna get put out. Just come. The person declined. He said, if you don't come, I'm gonna tell him to put you out. So he wanted his moment. He wanted to get him up there and roast him. He didn't get it, and then that's when he said the stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Lucas, your future is not going to be so bright. And I don't wish bad on anybody, but what you said was 1,000% wrong. 1,000% wrong. And the power of the tongue is so crazy. That wasn't even that wasn't comedy, not even whatsoever.
All right, so that leads to like what's inbounds, what's out of bounds when it comes to comedy, and then with this same joke, would it had passed if it aged a little bit more, would it had passed? Because we hear y'all seen Barbershop when Cedric the Entertainer, you said Rosa Parks didn't do nothing but sit down. She was lazy and all that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got a million jokes about, you know what I'm saying, from way back.
Medea's made, Medea's has in her movies or his Tyler Perry movies, he has made jokes of like old stuff like that too, Harry Tubman and all that.
So what you think? So if this same joke was told maybe 15 years down the line, you think it would have been as?
No, it still wouldn't be okay because this was a public lynching. We don't hear jokes about public lynching. Rosa Parks, she lived a very long life. She didn't die like centuries ago. So, and she caused a big movement. So, okay, you may have dark sense of humor. Sometimes we say like, sometimes you hear black people say like, I ain't gonna lead you into no moment. I ain't Harry Tubman or things like that. It's not so much. It's more dark sense of humor. That's when it becomes a little bit more humorous. When you start talking about lynching, like, and hanging black folks or getting killed by the police, that it'll never be funny ever. That's nothing to laugh or joke about.
Right.
Or even being, taking each other out. That things like that. That's where you just completely cross the line. You didn't cross the line.